Hey guys, welcome to my first video. So I'm going to be, as you could probably tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be playing through Pokemon Green version. I'm actually really excited to do this. I bought this copy of Pokemon Green while I was in Japan a few years ago actually, and I've just never had the time to play it. Life has just been, too busy. And so when I finally got the opportunity to, turn it on, I decided that I would go ahead and kind of share my experience with the world through this video. And the reason for doing that, there's a couple of reasons. First of all, I'm just an absolute hardcore Gen 1 Pokemon lover. I love Gen 1 and Gen 2 of the Pokemon games. And so I thought, making a video like this would allow me to possibly have my path intersect with others who share the same passion for this kind of game and for these generations of Pokemon games. But second, it's very rare. I mean, this is really, I guess, the last time in my life, as depressing as that is, this is the last time in my life that I'll get to play a Gen 1 Pokemon game for the first time. And so I thought it'd be cool to record that for posterity's sake. And even if no one else watches this, I can always go back and rewatch my first time playing this. So you may not be able to tell from my voice, but I'm not a native Japanese speaker. I lived in Japan for a number of years, and I considered it a second home. And it was during one of my visits there that I picked up a copy of the green version. And so it's kind of interesting because, like I said, this is the first time I'm going to get to play. This is the last time I get to play a Gen 1 Pokemon game for the first time, because obviously there is a Japanese red version, but I've played the American red version before, and I've played blue, but and yellow obviously. But anyway, so this is my first time getting to play green version, but it's also interesting because I'm playing it, and obviously the game is going to be in Japanese. I'm also super excited about this because you can see just down there at the bottom, copyright 1995 Game Freak. I don't know, if you really ever paid attention to when you turn on Pokemon Red or Blue, but it says down on the bottom, generally, I think copyright 96 or copyright 98. And so it's kind of cool to see, like, right there, like, the copyright's actually different. And I can't show you this right now because I don't have a camera, I don't have a decent webcam, but basically if you look at the cartridge for this game, on the back it says copyright pending, or it says patent pending, which is crazy. Like, this was the first Pokemon game to come out, and so, like, not even all their patents had been approved yet. And so I'm kind of curious to see, like, I'm curious to see if the game's any glitchier than Red and Blue are. And as many people know, especially Gen 1 lovers such as myself, Gen 1's a pretty glitchy game. You can really exploit some things if you want to, but I'm also really interested in playing this game because it's in Japanese, and like I was saying before, I don't speak Japanese, so I think it'll be kind of a cool opportunity to play a game that I've played many times over the years, but have to basically do everything from memory. I know a little bit of Japanese, right? But I don't know a whole bunch. And so I'm going to have to basically play the game from memory. I'm going to try not to, like, look up any guides or anything like that. I have played, Pokemon Red and I played Pokemon Blue and Yellow a ton as a kid. But honestly, the last time I played, one of the Gen 1 Pokemon games all the way through, is probably like a decade ago, probably over a decade ago now. So, just life gets busy, unsurprisingly. But without completely aging myself, I was a kid back when Pokemon first hit the United States, and I was the prime demographic for, like, Pokemon Mania back in, like, 99 through 2001. And so I was, like, obsessed with these games, and so I played them a ton as a kid. But yeah, I haven't played Gen 1 all the way through in over a decade. So I think it'll be interesting to play this game, look for the bugs and glitches that may not have existed by the time we got to Red and Blue here in the States, and also just try to play it from memory, more or less, or maybe context clues. All right, so we'll go ahead and start playing here. Now, I'm just going to warn you, I'm using technology that is unfamiliar to me. Basically, I was able to plug in my cartridge, and it was able to show up on my computer screen, which is super cool, but I'm still getting used to the buttons. Apparently, I can also speed up the frame rate with this device that I bought, and so I may take advantage of that at certain points. I like playing at the normal speed just because I enjoying the game that I'm playing, but you never know. So let's see if I can even get past the opening screen here. Ha, we're in. All right. So there's there's some text right there. I don't know what any of it means. I do, however, recall that um that you can choose the speed for the text at the beginning, and I believe this is fast. So I'll choose that. And I don't really remember. I think the second one, it relates to whether or not you want to be able to switch Pokemon between battles, and I don't really want to do that. I like giving myself a little bit of a challenge, so I won't do that. I won't choose that. I'll choose to keep my Pokemon in there. And then the last one is, I believe, something about audio. Like, do you want to play? Do you have like separate speakers, or I don't even know what that really meant. Like on the old Game Boy, could you like hook up speakers to your Game Boy? Because I remember this last option. Obviously, I can't read it now, but I remember it was like, do you want to listen to it in mono or stereo? And it's like, could you plug your Game Boy into your stereo? Maybe, I guess you could, because it had an audio jack, right? So, anyway, we don't have to worry about that. Let me do that. All right, and let's play. There he is. Konnichiwa is what I assume he's saying there. I'm Professor Oak, etc. All right, yeah. There's a world. Here's all these Pokemon. Look at that. There's a Nidorino. Yeah, like I said, I'm a huge Gen 1, Gen 2 Pokemon nerd. So like, this is like, honestly, this is so cool to me that I'm getting to play this game for the last time. Play a Gen 1 game for the first time for the last time. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to. I'm just going to go with this one. So that's my name. Yep. And here's my rival's name. I've known him since we were kids, and he's the professor's grandson, but the professor doesn't remember his name either. We're going with that. Journey with Pokemon awaits, etc. Alright, there I am playing with my Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Yeah, time to go. Alright. It's been fun. It's been real. I'm gonna go talk to my mom. She said, "Yep, it's time for you to get out of the house, son. You're 10 years old. You're a disgrace. You've been hanging around here for too long." I accidentally pushed it twice because I still don't understand how. I'm trying to get used to using my keyboard instead of an actual Game Boy. I have a Game Boy Color. I have an old. I have a Game Boy Advance XP that I usually play Game Boy games on and stuff. But obviously, if I was going to record this, I need to do something. There's Blue, or Gary, but I can't talk to him yet. I need to go over to the grass, right? Am I gonna get like copyright struck for singing that? Maybe. I don't know. I'm also kind of worried. I'm all new to this. Like, I've been told by people to be very careful. I have friends who are on YouTube, and they're like, be very careful about using any like music from the games or anything like that. So now I'm super paranoid. So I have the game on mute, but it just feels super lame on mute. Like, the music's half the fun. Oh, here we go. Let me go up here. I don't know. Oh, okay. That. Okay, yeah. Choose your Pokemon. There's 3 Pokemon. I saw the number 3 there, so he's. Yep. Okay, so he's gonna offer to let me go first because he doesn't want to show favoritism to his. Am I just repeating something here? Okay, there you go. Now I've always chosen Charmander. That's always been my starter. Charmander. Like, Charizard was like my favorite Pokemon as a kid, and still is. But this is this is a special occasion. Should I shake it up? It is green version. I guess I could go with Bulbasaur. Life would be a lot easier with Bulbasaur. But, I like my video games to reflect my actual life, and my actual life is just one, prolonged throw of agony after another, so I guess I should stick with that theme and choose Charmander. Make my life as difficult as possible in the game, just like I've made my life as difficult as possible in real life. There you go. That was a little dark. Sorry about that. All right. No, I'm not going to give him a nickname because I wouldn't know what I'm saying. Isn't Charmander's Japanese name Lizardon? Or is that Charizard's? I think it's Charizard's, actually. Yeah, Lizardon. I'm butchering it. Sorry to any Japanese viewers. But I have to think if you're a Japanese viewer, you're probably not even watching this because you're like, yeah, I played green all the time as a kid. Why would I watch you play it? But I don't know, maybe because I watch people play, like, I still love watching videos of people playing, like, red and blue. All right, first Pokemon battle. I've got I've got this one, this one. I know one of these is Scratch. I don't know. I think it's the top one. Let's go with the top one. Let's see what happens. You can use the animation. Wait, there's no animation. Oh, did I turn off the animations? Oh, geez, Louise. I guess I'm a dummy. Okay, but that had to have been Scratch because it did damage. Because the other one's, like, Growl, I think, for Charmander. Alright, let's see here. I'm just going to try and kill this guy's turtle as quickly as possible. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. He's stronger than me. Did he use Tail Whip or something? Oh, I think he... Oh, shoot. He's, like, lowering my defense. Oh, my goodness. Am I about to lose to... Oh, man. This is a horrible start to my Pokemon journey. Yes! Oh, yes, he went for Tail Whip. He did not go for the kill. Well, this is why you are the perpetual loser, Gary. Because you just don't have that killer instinct that I do. There you go, 1 HP. 1 HP. We survived by the skin of our teeth, Charmander. Or by the flicker of your tail. But we made it, mi amigo. Which is the wrong language. I don't know if I should be throwing a third language into this video. We're already dealing with English and Japanese, but anyway, I feel much more comfortable with Spanish, so maybe I'll just use that. There's Gary saying, "Ay ay ay, ¿por qué yo perdí?" All right, here we go. And then there's going to be the copyright strike, and I'm just never going to be on YouTube again. So complicated. Alright. Oh, wait. I need to heal. Charmander's at freaking 1 HP. What am I doing? Wait, how do I get to the menu? Okay, that's the menu. So, and then if I push, I don't have anything. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, can I save? I would like to save. This thing's pretty cool because supposedly I should be able to save and then I can deposit my save file back into my cartridge, which is pretty awesome. I do like that. Can you please heal me? Thank you. My pet's almost dead, Mom. Yay! Alright, we got Charmander's alive. He lives to fight another day. Alright, so now we're going to go to the grass, right? We're going to... Like I said, at some point I'll probably speed up because I was told that with this application, basically what happens is it takes your cartridge, it uploads it to your... Or I don't know. Like like it takes... I plug my cartridge in and I plug the... I plug my cartridge into this device, and then I plug the device into the computer. And basically, what happens is it emulates the data on the cartridge on my computer, and so I'm able to like increase the frame rate supposedly, so that I can play faster. And at some point, I'll probably want to do that. But right now, I enjoy just playing the game and enjoying it. This is why like. I went all the way to Japan and bought this game. I actually want to enjoy it. I don't want to just fly through it. But what in the world did I do? I need the animations back because I'm going to have no idea what certain attacks are like as we learn new moves and stuff like that. Like I said, as much as I can, I would like to avoid using the internet. I am a little concerned about what would happen like in the future. Like if I'm learning a new move, I might have to look up like... Let's say that, like, I have a Pokemon and they're at level 30 and they learn a new move and I already have 4 moves and, set. I may look up what that new move is because I just don't want to, like, delete an old move. Or, I don't want to delete a good move for a crappy one, So, that's the only time I might look something up is to see, like, okay, what move is this guy learning right now? Let's see here. But, yeah, I'm just going to scratch my way through some Rattata. Basically... reduce the rodent population here outside of Pallet Town. You're welcome. Citizens of Pallet Town, all like 3 of you. Like how many people are in Pallet Town after me and Gary leave? Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna call him Gary because I never called my rival Gary. I always call my rival. I always give my rival the name Corey because the Corey was the name of my childhood best friend who actually, ironically, gave me my very first Pokemon game. It took my parents a while to buy me one back in the late 90s. So my buddy Corey's the one who actually I'd played it. Like I'd played a yellow version and I played blue version shortly after they came out. Over at my friend's house. But it wasn't until I met Corey that he actually let me keep a copy of his blue version, and that was very generous of him. Like, don't get me wrong, for a third grader, I think he was in fourth grade at the time. That's extremely generous, but I think it was also there was a little bit of selfish motivation on his part because he really wanted someone. He told me he really wanted someone to play with, and he had red, blue, yellow. He had them all, so he was willing to give me one cartridge so that I could actually play with him and trade with him and stuff like that. And so that's actually how we became best friends. So anyway, ever since third grade, I've always named my rival Corey. So we'll call Gary Corey for this run. And he liked, I don't know, he liked Squirtle a lot, but he also liked Bulbasaur. He never chose Charmander, interestingly. Freaking rat. Ratata. I don't know. What do you call them? Let me know. So, just so y'all know, normally these aren't going to be like I will upload videos to this channel, but those videos are often just going to be live streams. This isn't a live stream tonight, but that's because I'm literally getting my whole setup worked out. I used to have a podcast before this, and so I had some good audio equipment, and I had a general idea of how audio editing and stuff works, but I have no idea about video editing. So tonight I'm just messing around. I wanted to start the game anyway. I'm really eager to play it now that I have a little bit of free time. Almost 4 years after I bought it. So I was really eager to play the game. But normally what'll happen is I'll stream my playthroughs, and then I'll just upload the stream afterward to my channel. So tonight's kind of an outlier. Yeah, tonight's kind of an outlier compared to what I expect this channel to be like in the future. But we're getting some pretty good experience. I would love it if we could get to level 10 before I even make it to Viridian. That would be the goal. As far as I know a lot of people do crazy challenges with the Pokemon games, and I would probably like to do something like that in the future. But for right now, I just want to play the game, right? Like I said, it's my last time to play a Gen 1 Pokemon game for the first time. I technically, I guess, I also bought the Japanese red version. So, for those of you who don't know, back in the 90s, back in 95, 2 Pokemon games came out in Japan, Pokemon Red and Green. Then, in, I want to say 98, here in the US, we got Pokemon Red and Blue. But Pokemon Red and Blue were actually, here in the US, were fairly different from Green and Red. Like, they just had some bugs taken out of them, and obviously they were translated to English, and apparently they're different enough where you can't trade between them. So although I think that's mainly a language issue thing, so I don't know how many bugs were taken out, but I was when I was doing some surface level research, I did see that they mentioned that some bugs were corrected between the 2 versions. Oh shoot, he's about to kill me. I got sloppy. Anyway. Okay, there you go. I made it. Anyway, what's really interesting about the difference between all those games, though, is that, so you had, in 98, you had Pokemon Red and Blue come out here in the States. And I don't even know where I was going with that. But yeah, that's basically the history of it. Is 95, you had these 2 games come out in Japan, and then here you had Red and Blue. But as far as my plans with this, like I was saying, some people do some really interesting challenges with the Pokemon games. But for me right now, I'm just enjoying playing this game for the first time. So I'm probably just going to play it like I would normally play it back, in the day. So, like I said, I was a kid back in the late 90s, early 2000s when Pokemon Mania or Pokemania or whatever was, really big. So, I remember like playing it a lot as a kid, but I played it all the way through college as well. Like back when I was in college, I remember I bought a new copy of Pokemon. So the first Pokemon game that my parents ever bought for me was Pokemon Yellow, but I lost that, and so I bought another copy of Pokemon Yellow when I was in college at a retro gaming store, and I remember playing that because I still had my Nintendo 64 and my copy of Pokemon Stadium, so I just hooked up my Pokemon State. I just plugged that Pokemon Yellow into Pokemon Stadium and played it there, and that was a lot of fun back in college. But yeah, I mean, honestly, since 2013, I don't think I've picked up a Pokemon. I don't think I've played through a Gen 1 Pokemon game, even though I repeatedly say that it's my favorite generation. Just haven't really had time. I will say, though, last summer I had a little bit of free time, and I ended up playing through my old copy of Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Just Heart Gold. And I still love Heart Gold. What a great game. I was playing on my old DS. And that definitely holds up. That's why I'm saying I think Gen 1 and Gen 2 are my favorite generations. But for favorite Pokemon game of all time, probably Heart Gold, just because it incorporates the regions from those two generations so well, right? Even though it's a Gen 4 game, it really captures the essence of what makes Johto and Kanto special in my mind. Like you have, one of the things that I really love about Johto that I don't think necessarily gets enough praise when you're looking at the original Game Boy games is, how focused it is on history. Although, I mean, they do a good job. Oh, I think I got Ember. This looks like it should be Ember, right? Yeah, that's definitely Ember. Look at that. I'll keep animations off for now because I'm having a pretty easy time figuring out what these attacks are. But anyway, yeah. So I just like how like Johto's focused on history, but Kanto's kind of like the more urban, region, And I feel like in Gen 4 you really get that feel. You can definitely get that feel as well in Gen 2. Like whenever you're playing Crystal and you go from Johto to Kanto, you can see the difference. But I just feel like it's more accentuated in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And I don't know, from my own personal experience with Pokemon, I played all the... So basically, I got into it back in the late 90s. Got my first actual game was Pokemon Yellow in 2001. My parents bought me it with a special silver Pikachu Game Boy Color that I loved. And then accidentally left. I was a military brat, and I left it in Iceland, and I was just gone forever. But anyway... but I loved Pokemon Yellow, and then I got, of course, and then my first Gen 2 game was Pokemon Silver, and once again that was thanks to Corey. He got Crystal, and so he was like, hey, take my Silver version. He had Crystal, Silver, and Gold. This kid was like, and he was not like coming from a rich family, but he just was very strategic with his birthday and Christmas gift wishes, and I was too stupid. I always got distracted by other stuff to ask for the games that I wanted. So anyway, he ended up giving me his Silver version. He was like, hey, like I actually want to play with you on this, because I was still sitting around playing my Blue version that he gave me, and he's like, start playing this so we could trade and whatnot. And so Silver was my first Gen 2 Pokemon game. And the funniest part about all this is I still have those games. I still have those cartridges. And I actually, back in college, completed the Pokédex for the Blue version that Corey gave me. It took me 10 years after he gave it to me, but I finally completed the Pokédex. And I was very proud of myself for that. But now I checked recently, and the file's corrupted because you may not know this, but those old Game Boy cartridges run on batteries. They're almost like watch batteries. So I know how to change those batteries out, and I think I might make a video about that, just because if you have your old Game Boy games somewhere in at your parents' house or in your closet or whatever, don't just throw them out if they can't hold the save file. You can replace the batteries, and they'll run good as new. So maybe I'll make a video about that, showing me replacing the battery in my old Blue version, because I still haven't replaced the battery for that one, but I did replace the battery for the Crystal version Corey gave me when we were kids, and it runs good as new. Love it. I'm just a really big fan of older media, like holding on to older media. I don't just like downloading like ROMs and emulators and stuff like that, because I feel like it's just not an authentic experience. But also, emulators and ROMs can be taken down or destroyed, can be taken down or hacked at some point, and you could lose your progress forever. But with a cartridge, if you play your cards right, you could keep your Pokemon alive for pretty much ever. Just when you swap out the batteries, you'd have to trade between cartridges. But also, it's just really cool to hold a physical piece of the media and that history that goes along with it. That's why I bought this green version, to be honest. I knew that I could have emulated it, but that takes away the specialness. It's just not as special, right? Like, I'm holding the actual game cartridge that was, produced back in 1995 before Pokemon was any kind of phenomenon whatsoever. Like, nobody in the U.S. knew what Pokemon was yet. No one in freaking Japan knew what it was really yet. So it's so cool to be able to like actually hold that piece of media and know what you've got in your hands. Oh, that's a cool difference. So the Pokemart, usually it says Mart, but in green version it says Shop apparently. So that's neat. That's a neat little difference. These are the scorching hot takes you're gonna get with my videos. Is you're gonna notice the difference between Shop and Mart. What does it say? Let's see. Yeah, no, it's in Japanese, but it's weird the words are in English, right? Pokey, Shop. Kind of. I could go for a Poke Bowl, honestly. Imagine if they sold Pokeball. That'd be legit. But anyway, that's not what's going on. Let's focus here. Focus. Don't stream don't record while you're hungry. I think that's one of the morals. All right, so I think I've got a pretty good feel for this. I'm not going to do all this. I'm not going to do a bunch of this tonight. This was really just to get my feet wet and to make sure that all my equipment worked, and it seems to be working pretty well. But I will continue to train, and if I remember correctly, there's a secret rival battle over here that I didn't know you could do my first few times. I remember my mind was blown. I think I was in college whenever I finally discovered this, that if you just walked west to the Pokemon League, you could battle your rival here. Before you set off down the road. You know what I'm kind of curious about, though, is like if I went on and I just didn't do this battle and I battled him instead for the first time over at, I think the next time you battle him is over at Cerulean City, in front of Nugget Bridge. But I wonder if I went and did that, would he appear? Like if I battled him over at Nugget Bridge, and then I came back to Viridian City later, would that rival battle with him appear? I don't think so, right? Because his Pokemon are at a higher level when you fight them on Nugget Bridge than they are here. So I don't think they would give me the chance. I guess I lose that opportunity to battle him after I get to Cerulean City. There's a Spearow, a really weird looking Spearow. Though I hear so many people like complain about the art in Gen 1, and I think they're so dumb because this was how it was intended, like this was the original vision. Maybe not like this pixelated, but like if you ever see like the watercolor artwork for like the first generation of Pokemon games, like I love that watercolor artwork that they did. And I just feel like the Pokemon in this generation and the next generation were so animalistic, and that artwork really captured the essence of that animalism. I just really like that. But I'm not saying that no other gens are good, because going back to my own personal Pokemon journey. So yeah, I played Gen 2, and then Gen 3 came out, and I quit watching the anime. I used to love the Pokemon anime, and I remember after Ash lost at the Johto League, I just felt super deflated. I don't know why I thought that he was going to win there, but I really probably thought it because I was a kid, and most kids, shows ends with the protagonist being victorious. But I had already seen him lose the Kanto League, so I probably should have suspected things weren't going to go well for our hero and Johto. But anyway, after he lost the Johto League, I just remember it was funny because I remember the Kids WB had a special going on where they previewed the first 2 episodes of the Gen 3 anime before Johto was complete. Like, you had to get up at like 6 a.m., but at 6 a.m. on some random Saturday morning, they previewed the first 2 episodes of not Battle Frontier, but whatever the Gen 3 anime was called. And so I remember me and my friend Corey, we got up, we had a sleepover, we got up at like 5:45 a.m. and, clambered downstairs completely bleary-eyed and dehydrated from a night of drinking sodas and eating ice cream. And we sat in front of the TV and we watched the first 2 episodes. And I just remember thinking, I can't do this again. Part of it was probably that I was like 11 or 12 at that point. So I was just kind of naturally outgrowing, Pokemon and stuff like that. But also, it was just really deflating after the Johto League. I was really invested in the Silver Conference, is what I think they called it, and so just to see him lose and he was starting all over again, and to top it off and to probably make it worse, worst of all, like they got rid of Misty, who I personally loved as a kid and still love so much that I actually have written a biblically long fan fiction about her and Ash, that I don't know, I probably have spent way too many hours of my life writing it, but anyway, it was kind of like a pokey shipping thing, and but it wasn't, like, honestly, romance was kind of took a backseat to the action in that story. I'm still writing it, actually, although more now out of obligation than anything else. Wait, he's not here. Oh, I have to go. Oh, shoot, right? Like, I have to go do something else, although I don't remember what. Something with Professor Oak, right? Like, I gotta go. I don't even have my Pokédex yet, do I? Oh, dang it. Okay, so I better go back to Professor Oak's, because I've just been, like, grinding for no reason. Well, not for no reason, but I've just been grinding mindlessly. And I scratched a Nidoran for some reason. I should have probably used Ember. Anyway, killed him anyway. But anyway, yeah. So I'm a huge Misty fan. So seeing Misty gone was kind of the cherry on top for me, or I guess not the cherry on top, but it was the straw that broke the camel's back for me with the anime. So I stopped watching it, but I still bought the Gen 3 games. I bought Sapphire, and I loved Sapphire, and I bought Pokemon Colosseum and Colosseum XD, and I still played those. But I fell out of favor with the anime around 2003, and then Colosseum XD was the last Pokemon game I bought for a long time on the GameCube. For those of you who are old enough, I love that game. But after I beat XD, I remember I pretty much quit Pokemon altogether. That was like '06. No, that was '05 that I got XD, and from '06 to pretty much '09, I was out of the Pokemon fandom. But then, lo and behold, oh man, there's a dead guy. Look at this. A dead old man laying in the street, or a dead baby. I don't know. Well, either way, I guess I can't cross until the police arrive and escort the body off the premises. So, okay, I gotta go back then somehow. Wait, no, I think I have to go to the Pokemart. I'm sorry, no, the Poke Shop. I have to go to the Poke Shop, and there's like a package, right? Yeah, look. Oh, whew. I guess I didn't go all the way back to Pallet Town like an idiot. Thanks. Okay, I will take this package to Professor Oak. He will, I'm sure, reward me handsomely for my endeavor. But yeah. So fell out of the fandom after around '05, and then near the end of '05, and then it was near the end of '08 that I got back into it, and it was pretty crazy how that even happened, because I was like a junior in high school at that point, and frankly thought like Pokemon and all that stuff was way behind me. Just kind of figured, I'm a grown-up now, because I was 16 years old, and as we all know, 16-year-olds are the most mature beings on the planet. But anyway, that's what I thought. But I remember I don't know if any of y'all ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, but I love that series, still do, by Little Karibo. And he promoted a Pokemon webcomic in one of his episodes back in '08. And I was like, huh. So I went and checked it out. And the webcomic was based off the Gen 3 games. And it was hilarious. It was really good. So the next, a few weeks later, I was like, you know what? It really got me in the mood to play Gen 3 again. But I lost my Sapphire version. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go buy another, Sapphire version. So I went down to my local store. Like I mentioned earlier, I was a military brat, so didn't exactly have a lot of the local military store didn't have like a wide variety of video games. They only had pretty much what was currently on the shelves back in the US, but they didn't have like any backlogs of old games. So I went there and I was surprised to see that they only had Diamond and Pearl. They didn't have any Game Boy Advance games. Like, apparently Pokemon had moved forth a whole console in my absence. And so I was like, oh shoot. And so okay, he's gonna give us these Pokédexes. I think those are Pokédexes on the table over there behind him on his right, even though they just look like books, honestly. Yeah, they're there. Anyway, okay, so he's gonna give us these. Perfect. I've got to speed up the text. This is annoying because like if I don't hold down the A button, it doesn't speed up. Yeah. Okay, Corey, get out of here. Jeez, you are a chatterbox. I want to go. Right. Anyway, so I went down. They only had Diamond and Pearl, and Diamond looked cool to me, so I went ahead and bought that. And boy, howdy, let me tell you, I had the most fun on that Diamond version. To this day, Diamond is one of my top Pokemon games. I don't care what anyone says, and I know people say that Platinum is so much better, but to me, Diamond just holds a special place in my heart. I still have that Diamond version from 2008, and I remember, like, I went from not caring about Pokemon at all to, like, I would secretly, like, I would sneak up to after, I would go to bed at night, like, I would, like, hide my DS in my blankets, and I'd pull it out, and I'd play, just because, I was worried my parents would judge me, I was worried my sister would judge me. I kept it very hush-hush, but I was hooked. I thought Gen 4 was great. So I'm not a Gen 1er per se. I still think Gen 4 is a really good generation of Pokemon games. And so that got me back in. And then in early 2009, I started getting into like Poke shipping because, I was a teenager and, I guess it was like cool to think of like one of my favorite protagonists from when I was a kid, having this, I don't know. I thought it was like a sweet idea. So I got into Poke shipping, ended up writing my own fanfic that is now so freaking long. It's embarrassing, but I'm almost done with it. Less than 10 chapters finally, but life is just busy, so it's hard to find time to do that. I quit saving. I don't want to save. I want to get to the option menu. I should probably learn Japanese here. Well, if this isn't speed, what is? Okay. I don't get it. Wait, did that speed it up? Okay, now it's going fast. There you go. Now the text speed is at least moving a little bit faster. Doesn't this guy give you something? Is he going to give me like a potion or something? No. How about her? No. No one's going to give me a potion? No? Okay, well, never mind. No. Actually, I think that's the Route 1 music. I don't remember what the Pallet Town music is. Sorry for all of those of you who just love the sound of my singing voice, but I don't remember how Pallet Town music sounds. Okay, I'm going to burn this rat. So now can I buy Pokeballs? Do I have Pokeballs? Did he give me Pokeballs? No, he didn't. Okay, how do I get Pokeballs? Because I want to capture something. I remember this was a super frustrating thing for me, too, the first time I played Blue version as a kid. And that was in English, but I could not for the life of me figure out how to get Pokeballs for, the first, 2 hours playing the game. And I remember being so frustrated. I was like, I just want to capture a Pidgey. Whatever. We'll just have fried chicken. Boom. Alright, Viridian City. I don't remember what the music for Viridian City sounds like, but I do remember that epic song about Viridian City that they would sometimes play after an episode of the anime. Remember Pikachu's Jukebox? Which was then succeeded by the significantly lesser Pokemon Karaoke-mon segment for Gen 2 for the Johto anime series. Pokemon Karaoke-mon? What the hell is that? That's not a thing. Karaoke-mon? Pikachu's Jukebox was much better. And they had that song about Viridian City, which was legit. Wait. I remember as a kid discovering there's a secret item somewhere around here. I don't remember what it was. And actually, now I think about it, yeah, okay, there was a secret item, but what is it? I have no idea what I just picked up. Well, the good news is, when I get Pokeballs, I'll know what those are. Man, I'll have to save and experiment with these items and figure out what in the world I'm looking at. This looks like there should be a secret item here, right? Anytime you just have an empty piece of space in these games, you gotta figure. No, there's nothing? Alright. I'm an idiot. Oh, here he comes. Big man on campus. The do 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 do. All right. So yeah, so I got back into the games in Gen 4, and then I bought Black and White. I didn't really like them so much, but I did like Black 2. I bought Black 2 as well, and I really liked that. I liked the segment at the end where you could, after you beat the game, you could... Oh, dude, he's actually pretty strong. He's got a level 9 Pidgey, and he just sand attacked me. That had to have been sand attack because it didn't do any damage. Okay, he tried to attack me and it missed. Oh, for the love of crap. Okay, I don't know why I'm trying to, like, vary my attacks. Just stick with Ember. Who cares? What, am I worried I'm going to run out? Oh, jeez, the freaking squirrel's going to murder me, isn't he? Because, what do I know? What does Charmander know? Does he know Growl? I don't know why I'm asking y'all. This is a recorded video. But, does he know... Yeah, I think he knows Growl. I don't think he knows Tail Whip, so he's not going to get his... Okay, let's go with Ember. Let's hope that we get, like, a burn or something. Yes, I got a burn. First try. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Because now his physical attacks, I remember Burns reduce his... I remember Burns reduce attack. Reduce the attack stat. So, and it also does a little bit of damage every turn, which helps too. Keep going, keep going. Gosh, shoot. He's blind because of that sand attack. Oh, jeez. Man, this is going to be a recurring theme with my battles with Corey, isn't it? I'm going to just, like, struggle to get by every single time. Ah, whew, I did it. Good job, Charmander. Corey, you suck. Thanks for the blue version. Alright, here we go. There he goes. Our spiky-haired antagonist. But yeah, so that happened. I liked Black 2 because they had that little post-game thing where you could go and battle, like, prior regions champions and stuff like that. And I thought it was super cool to be able to, like, battle against, like, you know, Red and Brock and Misty, like, from the previous generations and stuff like that. But I remember I bought X. Whenever X and Y came out, I bought X, and I just didn't like it that much. It was way too easy. Like the experience share gave way too much experience to Pokemon that you basically never had to train. And I remember too the Elite Four being super weak. I don't remember the exact details of it, but didn't they only have like 3 Pokemon each or something like that? Is this the old guy that teaches you how to catch a Pokemon? I don't need that. See you later, old man. Wait, but does he give you Pokeballs? Okay, just to be on the safe side. Oh no, he doesn't. Okay, so. But yeah, I think the gym leaders only had like 3 Pokemon each. I remember not having to heal between battles with the Elite Four. That's the thing that I walked away remembering, that like that was the easiest Elite Four gauntlet that I had ever gone through. I really wouldn't even call it a gauntlet. And after that, I never bought another new generation of Pokemon game. I have bought Legends Arceus, and I love that. And I also bought Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which I loved less. The reason I didn't like Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, like I said, I love Diamond, so that wasn't a problem. For me, the problem with it was just that there was just nothing different. You know, like, I love Crystal version, right? I have my original Crystal version, and like I said, I even replaced the battery on it recently, so I could replay it. But my problem but then what Heart Gold and Soul Silver did was, they didn't just remake Crystal, they did a, I don't know, what's the right word for it? They didn't just remake, like, Gold and Silver or Crystal. They basically, like, recreated them from the ground up. Like, they took the basic premise of the original Gen 2 games, and they built upon it to build something even better. And I really liked that. And I thought they were going to do that with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I was really expecting, like, a Heart Gold, Soul Silver kind of thing, where, like, we had the same elements from those games, but expanded upon and improved upon, given the latest technology that we have available to us that wasn't available back in 2006 when those games came out. But no, it was really just like a shot-for-shot remake, unfortunately, which I was actually very disappointed about. How do I get... Where do I want Pokeballs. Can I get a Pokeball, please? Can I capture a Pokemon? Okay, I might have to go back. This will be my last thing for the night. This will be where we'll end the video. And then I'll be back on tomorrow, but tomorrow I'll stream it. I'll stream my game for a little bit, and then I will upload the stream to my channel so you can watch it whenever. But for tonight, let's wrap this up by finding out how to get bloody Pokeballs. Let's go to the Poke Shop. Got a good feeling about this guy. Oh shoot! I don't know what Pokeball looks like in Japanese. I bet this is it. Let's buy it. Yeah. All right, there's one. So if I was wrong, I only wasted $200. Let's see here. Here we go. Alright, Rattata. Get ready to be caught by the future Pokemon master of the world. Hey, it is a Pokeball. Sweet. Alright, so those are Pokeballs, and that's what the Pokeball symbol looks like in Japanese. Or what the spelling for Pokeball looks like in Japanese. Boom. Alright, got a Rattata. Unfortunately, I hate Rattata, so I have no intention of ever using that. But still good to figure out what Pokeball looks like. So I'm going to go back over there. I'm going to buy, I guess, 10 just to keep us going. Like I said, no weird challenges for this one. I just want to play it. So I like... Raichu's one of my favorite Pokemon. So I'll probably try to catch a Pikachu while in the forest. But I also really like Jolteon. So I may end up replacing Raichu with Jolteon once I get my Eevee down the road. And I'm trying to think, like... When I was a kid, I usually had, Charizard. Well, it all depended. I remember my very first playthrough of Blue. I'll tell you all about that tomorrow during the live stream. But yeah, just suffice to say, I did not know how to properly balance a team when I was a kid. But anyway, as I got older, my teams usually consisted of like Charizard, Raichu, and then like kind of a mix beyond that. And then when I was in college, and the last time I played this and I was in college, I remember I had like, Tauros, Gengar, Jolteon, Charizard, stuff like that. Like, I don't know though. Like, I feel like since this is, a new game for me to play, I'll try to mix things up a little bit. Like, I think it'd be cool if I took that Magikarp that the guy outside of Mount Moon sells and I actually raised it to be a Gyarados and had a Gyarados on my team for the whole playthrough. That might be pretty cool, but I'm also thinking, like, I don't know, Starmie is also really powerful, so anyway, I don't know, we'll figure it out. But this is going to be the end of this video, and then tomorrow I'll go ahead and stream, and after I stream, I will put this stream up I'll upload the stream as a video to my channel. So if you want to join me on the stream, that's great. I'll just be streaming here on YouTube, and so you can just leave comments in the chat and interact with me there. But if not, you can just feel free to interact with these videos as well. Comment down on the video. I'd love to hear your feedback and, hear what your thoughts are on the original Pokemon games, on the first generation of Pokemon games and second generation. Which gen's your favorite, and why do you think I'm an idiot for loving the first two generations so much when they've only gotten so much better with every iteration, or so I'm told. But yeah, I would love to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. And, if you do want to follow my streams, the plan is, at least now, the tentative plan is that I'm going to try and stream just for like an hour a day, and it'll be probably around like 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern time here in the United States. So that's whenever that's when you can catch me streaming live. I may have some additional streams at other points during the day whenever it's possible, but generally work keeps me pretty busy. So anyway, like I said, the real purpose of this is just have fun, kind of share my love for Pokemon, for the original Pokemon games, and hopefully find a like-minded community here, and hopefully we can all chill and enjoy. So that's it. Until next time, I'll see you guys. Bye.